Hello? 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 Hi? Can you hear me? Oh, voice, good. Okay, good. Good. We got like 2 minutes. We got like 2 minutes and then we can start. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Jingle Collection 1. Yeah, oh, this music is so bad, bro. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the, official, live stream demonstration of Pluto and everything that's been worked on so far. If you hear car sound effects, it's because I live in a busy city. It will happen more than once. You will hear it. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. But yes, I'm gonna be going over everything today. I think everything. I'm gonna try to at least because there is a lot. And if I miss anything, I apologize. I'll probably talk about it at some point. We're just gonna go over kind of like all the features, like almost in order of I don't know, best to least best, maybe. And yeah, take it from there. I guess we'll make some like animations, maybe make like a small little video or something. It all depends what I have time for. Yeah, these images, by the way, they're just don't worry about them, you know, they're just screenshots I took during development. Don't worry about it. This one's one of my favorites. Okay. Okay, moving on. Okay. So, I've got a weird setup going on right now, okay? This is my PC, but this is not like the PC, okay? So I'm streaming from a different computer and I'm using a capture card on this computer. So this is my office computer, this is my work computer. This is where I do all my development and stuff. I'm streaming on a different computer so that I can do this. See? OBS is right here. And see how it's not running? Yeah. This is gonna be necessary later because I want to show you guys what it looks like from like a content creator's point of view, of what you know, kind of how Pluto's gonna work on like the OBS side of things, which obviously I can't do if I'm already using OBS to stream. So yeah, ignore all that. Okay. All right, Windows. I know it's Windows. Okay, listen, most people use Windows. Let's be real. Okay. All right. So starting off, guys, do we launch the program? Do we launch the software? Are you ready? Are you excited? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna let this play out. It's the main menu theme. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's the main menu theme for Pluto, so it's just gonna play like whenever you start the software. Obviously, it does not play when you are in the game. It does not play there. So don't worry about that. But I just want to show real quick. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, so this is part of like the official, like, I don't know, the MP3 file is literally in Pluto's files, so if you wanted to use it in your video, you can. Just please credit the creator, Yellow64, right here, and I will drop their name in chat so that you can get to them. Okay, well, that's not gonna, you know, that's not gonna embed, but that's fine. Yes, so yeah, it's just one song. Obviously we're not doing like a full like sound library for Pluto, because when you're making machinima, you don't need to listen to music. That doesn't happen. But anyway, yeah, with that aside, let's get into the actual software. So, you'll probably notice it's pretty much exactly the same as Co-op Deluxe, and that's because it is based on Co-op Deluxe, but it is based on 0.2 of Co-op Deluxe. So it is kind of an older version. There are plans to update it to a newer version of Co-op Deluxe at some point, but I ran into a lot of issues with textures and models and whatnot. So for now, this is the version we're going to be on, which is fine because it still supports levels and mods and pretty much everything that you would ever want. So, anyway, let's get into it. So, here I'm just on a, like, no mods, no ROM hacks, no nothing. This is just vanilla Mario 64. As you can see, I already have a model loaded, so this is me right here. So yeah, when you play Pluto, it runs pretty much the same as Co-op Deluxe or Mario 64 in general. As you can see, I have like the HUD on and everything. The camera, it's just using my mouse, but you know, I have that set to that. You can use a controller or not if you want to. Yeah, so pretty much the entire game can be played just like this without ever using any machinima features. On Saturn, we kind of overwrote a lot of the base game with machinima stuff, so the full game was playable, but you would run into issues here and there with the camera and whatnot later on. But I wanted to make Pluto kind of a hybrid software. I still wanted to let people play the game and whatnot using their models and stuff, because I know there's a huge part of like the Saturn community that does like that. That just is there for the models and not there for like the machinima features and whatnot. So I didn't want to overwrite any of the main game's mechanics and gameplay. But pretty much everything in Pluto relies on the freeze camera. So as soon as we freeze the camera, you can see the audio goes quiet, the ambience, the HUD disappears, and then of course there's the UI, which is right here. This is the UI. So, right off the bat, I know this is probably a little overwhelming, and trust me, it gets worse, but we're going to break it down piece by piece, and I'll show you everything there is to offer from the UI as of right now. Oh yeah, ignore those. We're going to talk about those later. The physics that you may have just saw, just ignore that. Ignore that for now. Okay, so, first of all, I'm sure the elephant in the room is this big gray box right here that follows Rise around as she runs. This is what I call a player window. So basically, when you hover over this and right-click, you get the model settings right here. And these can be moved around or whatever. Anything can be moved around, just wherever you want it. You can put them wherever. And then, of course, you can hide and toggle the UI as you want. So in Saturn, we kind of shove everything into this corner here, except for the timeline, which is shoved over here. But in Pluto, you can move anything around wherever, just to get it out of the way, or minimize it, or close it, or do whatever you want. But yeah, so this player window here just opens the model settings. And these model settings are everything you know from Saturn, from color codes to eyes and expressions and whatnot. So that instead of being kind of hidden up here, you can still get to it up here, but instead of being hidden up here, you can just get to it by right-clicking on your character. So, I'm sure you're wondering what these little dots are right here. These are the bones of the model. As you can see, they're even named. As they are in Blender. And these are necessary because clicking them they have certain features and stuff attached to them, like hiding the mesh. So, for example, if I want to, I could just hide her head, and now it's gone forever. I don't need it anymore. But these bone dots, as they call them, they come into the handy a little later on when we get into animations, and you'll see what I mean a little bit later. But anyway, first and foremost, let's just go over kind of what we know from Saturn. So starting off with the camera, we have pretty much everything that Saturn had. It's just a freeze camera as a toggle like this. As you can see, like I mentioned, everything in Pluto kind of relies on the camera being frozen in order for machinima features to run. Otherwise, it just plays kind of like the base game. You can still do this if you want to. You can change your model stuff, but if you wanted to just play Mario 64, you could just do that. You'd just go around and be like, yeah, I gotta go to Bomb Battlefield. But yeah. So, the actual camera, you have your follow settings as well, and your FOV sliders and whatnot as you want them. And then, of course, there's settings here. I know this is a little cluttered at the moment. I am working on fixing all of it. It's there's a lot of settings, and one of the biggest challenges is getting everything to look not cluttered, but still have all these features available. But yes, so yeah, you got your move speed for your free camera, which works pretty much the same as Saturn right now. And your tilt as well. And then, of course, your camera actual position if you want to modify this manually, which you can if you want, but it's not necessary. But yeah, camera is pretty simple. It's almost identical to the one in Saturn until you get into keyframes, which I'm going to be going over in a bit. But yes. There's also this setting here called Rule of Thirds, and oh, it's broken right now. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about Rule of Thirds. I wanted to go over another thing, and this is probably the biggest feature that Pluto has, like globally. So like it just runs for everything all the time. It's probably the one you're going to be using the most. It's I have OBS open on my second monitor right now, and as you can see, there is no UI on it at all. So let me just keep it always on top like there. As you can see, Pluto's UI is not showing at all in OBS, like whatsoever. Like even if I open Windows or whatnot, even if I change some textures around, they're not changing at all. And I teased this a lot a while ago when I sent screenshots and was like, look, this is Pluto's UI, and there was just nothing. It's because Pluto's UI is invisible to OBS. And of course, this is toggleable. Like you can turn this off in settings. I will just show it right now. Actually, move out of the way. If you wanted to, you could. Yeah, see. But anyway, yeah, it's invisible. So in Saturn, you need to hide the UI every 5 seconds when you're recording a clip, by just pressing F1. You can still do that here, but it's not necessary anymore. So if you want to, while you're recording, you could change color codes, you could change expressions, you could play animations, you could do pretty much anything you want, and it's not shown. It's not shown in the capturing software. So I've tested this with OBS because that's what I use. I'm not sure how it works in other programs like DxTory. I know that it doesn't work in Fraps, so don't even try it. Don't even try it. But I know for a fact it does work in OBS. I've tested it on... I've had several people test it on their computers, and it works fine. So, yes. To do this, it is a Windows-only feature, so people on Linux, I apologize. It's because OBS and Linux does not support game capture right here. It needs to be a game capture window in order to have these hooks in the windows in order to basically skip the UI rendering. So... I do apologize. That's not something I can fix. That is an OBS and Linux thing. It's not on my end. But yes. Hiding UI. If you want to. If you want to. So, that's probably one of the biggest things. Kind of, in a way. I guess it's not really a feature, but it's something that will come in handy a lot when making videos. But yeah. Okay. What do we go over next? Let's just go over the models first. So in Pluto, you have a models list here. Just like, any other, like every other Saturn model. These are Saturn models here. Like, they have the exact same format. They're exported from FAST64 and whatnot. They have the same folder layout and expression. So all of your models will work on Pluto out of the box. What you do need to do is you need to delete the geobin right here in order for it to work. So if you do put your Saturn models in Pluto, make sure you delete all these geobins and then have Pluto create them by itself when you launch the software. This is needed because Co-op Deluxe has a newer version of DynoS. So it does just need to regenerate everything. But yeah, other than that, should just work out of the box. I haven't run into any models yet that do not work on Pluto from Saturn. So those should, that should work. Other than that, they'll appear in this list here, and you'll be able to toggle them all. I have a little animation that I added when you swap out models. This little, like, color here. But getting back kind of into, like, the vanilla / machinima hybrid software, I wanted to mention that by default, Pluto's default model, as you would, like when you do not have a model selected, has no machinima features. See, I'm right-clicking here, and I'm not getting into the model settings. I can't access it through here either. This goes back into keeping it kind of a hybrid software. So for the default Mario model, you can't swap out any of its textures or anything. You can change its color code, but nothing else is changeable. However, Pluto comes with a model by default called Pluto Mario that is literally just the Mario model, with like several of these things. So, yeah, don't worry, I didn't make Mario not changeable. But it does come with a default Mario model, and this is mostly because the Co-op Deluxe team did change Mario's model quite a bit to have like the colored sideburns and everything like that, and I didn't want to change that back. I didn't want to change it too much. So I did just add in a default Mario model that is changeable, and that's this Pluto Mario right here. So, yeah. And do not worry, it is exactly the same. It's identical. I made sure it's identical. There is no 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 differences very much. I haven't been reading chat. What is chat talking about? Chat's talking about a lot of stuff. That's good. I see there's a lot of questions. I'm gonna try and answer some of them later. I hope I answer some of them just naturally. A lot of questions I'm gonna purposefully avoid, though. On purpose. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm just being secretive. Okay. But yeah, other than that, what else with models? Here's what they look like in Pluto. They look pretty much the exact same. They've got their expressions folder and whatnot. It's yeah, there's not really much different here. For model authors specifically, models for Pluto do not need a model.json anymore. As you can see, this one here made specifically for Pluto does not have a model.json, yet it still has metadata here. You can see at LenPy. And, you've got all of this stuff here, like expressions and whatnot as well. And the reason for that, and I'll get into it a little bit later, is that metadata is burned into the geobin now. So it is hopefully not changeable after the model has been exported. I mean, anything is changeable. Like if you really want to, you could probably go into like the binary and change it, but it's harder to change it now. And we've skipped having a kind of a file on the side, and JSON files are a little heavy, and they slow down the loading process for models a little bit. So I hope I've made it faster and also more optimized by doing that. But yes. Okay. All right. So for models as well, and I'll get into this now before I get into animations and otherwise. One of the big things for models is how they're exported from Blender now. I didn't change it very much, and this is only really useful to model authors, the people that make models. For people that use Pluto, it's kind of like, whatever. But for the people that make models, you're gonna really like this feature. I have made it so let's just open Blender. Let's open here, Pluto Mario, right here. Okay. This is my Blender window. I hope you guys like my theme. It's a cool dark theme. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So it looks pretty standard, same as usual. We've got Fast64 right here. This is a custom version of Fast64 for specifically Pluto, based on SFast64. And while it's not necessary, like you don't need this custom version of Fast64, I highly recommend it because it has things like right here, where you're specifying your model data, and some more stuff we'll talk about in a little bit with custom bones and custom animations and whatnot. Anyway, yeah, so let's just like I'm just gonna show this feature. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna show it. When I export here from Fast64, I gotta select my armature. As you can see, without closing Pluto, it's regenerated the model without, doing anything. All I did was export. If I let's just like edit this guy a little bit. Let's like, I don't know. Let's like make his head like really big and see. Okay. For model authors specifically, this feature here I call live model reloading, and it allows you to work on a model in real time without closing Pluto. All it does is when you export from SFast64, so my custom version of Fast64, it deletes the geobin right here, and when you delete the geobin, Pluto will try to reload it right away and recompile the model. Assuming there's no like issues in the model or errors or anything like that, it will succeed in doing that, and it'll reload the model like this. You can see I have reloading model 9 as well at the top. Of course, this feature is also toggleable because there is a very slight small performance dip in doing that, and I figured some people might want it off as well. But for specifically model authors, this is a pretty big deal. So let me just I don't know, let's just like so that's what that does. So I figured this one would be helpful for people. I know people have been asking for it for a very long time. Like, oh, yeah, I want to edit my models and not have to close Pluto or close Saturn every 5 seconds. And there you go. Now you don't have to. Now it just works. Okay. Okay, so let me fix this model because I don't want to be walking around with a big nose for the rest of the time. This does work with like expressions as well. Like if you put expressions on your I mean pretty much everything that you can export here, it will work. Like even if you change the bones, if you change the materials or textures or anything. Images as well, like if you swap out images, that'll work as well. And as long as you're deleting this geobin, it will go through. Of course, as well, there's also like, if I want to, I could let's just grab this. Let's grab this texture right here. Open it in paint.net. Right here. If I wanted to, let's just like hue shift it. Make it blue. And save that. And then in Pluto, we just go to buttons and we just right click. And there we go. It updated fully. And if I want to like draw like whatever on it, I can just do that. And it works as normal. This one's in Saturn too, but I just wanted to show that you could do this one as well. Like you could change the textures without closing the software or closing the model as well. That one's yeah. That one's a pretty small one, but nice. So, anyway, the next feature for model authors that I wanted to get into is custom bones and bones with physics. And this one's pretty crazy. I've teased it already a little bit. I've teased it in the stream. Super has teased it quite a bit as well. Yes, it's possible to add custom bones to a model, and it is also possible to add physics to them, like for like hair and otherwise. The Rise model has physics on it. As you can see, if you look at the hair, it is animated very cleanly and smoothly. You can see when I like jump or crouch or anything, it has physics. That's the only thing on the Rise model that has physics, by the way. Don't look anywhere else. It's the only thing. Her capless as well, I also have physics on. Like this. And then there's also an option here for wind as well, which I figured would be nice for hair. Where you can change direction and the amount of sway and the strength and all this little like modifier stuff here. Just kind of nice. But yeah. So these are very nice to use and whatnot as a user and as a model author. They're actually not that hard to implement. So let's just add one, let's just add one. While we've got Blender open, let's just add one to Mario here. So what do we add to him exactly? Let's just put a cube on his head. Let's just put a cube on his head and then we animate it. So, from Blender, here's how this is going to work. So, we get his armature selected like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in edit mode, and I'm just going to find his... I'm going to find this bone right here. 0, 0 offset. Actually, you know what? Let's grab display list. Alright. And I'm going to Shift D to duplicate it, like this. This is the wrong bone. Not the right bone. Okay, you know what? That's fine. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so I've duplicated a bone. I'm just going to put it on the top of his head, like this. Boom. And I'm just going to call it, let's just call it like extra or something. Like that. Here I'm going to make sure I set the parent right here to display list. So it is after his head mesh in a way here. And then I'm just going to go to pose mode, and I'm going to set the geo command here to extra bone from Saturn. Just like that. And then let's actually like attach a mesh to it. So let's just go into the mesh here. Let's just add a cube right here. And that is a very big cube. We don't need it that big. Let's put it like on his head, like there. Bam. That should be fine. For material, I'll just make a new material for it, I guess. Not wing. No, not wing. Let's put a texture on it. Okay, let me find a nice texture here. What's a funny and good one that we could use? I don't have any funny textures. Where are my funny textures? Here we go. This is one from Avio's textures. Okay. That's upside down. Oh well, wait. Oh. There we go. Okay. So, now as you know, what we do is we fix... Oh no. No, don't worry about it. No, this is fine. We like this. This is good. This is cat cube. Yeah, this is cat cube. Okay. I'll just fix the materials here. It's whatever. It's no big deal. And I'll make a new vertex group here, and I'll just call it extra and assign it. So now Fast64 knows that we assign this to the bone called extra. It's like that. And this should just work if I export. Yeah, there we go. So now there we go. So even though it's on an extra bone, it just looks right now like we just attached it to Mario's head mesh until we swap over in the animation mixtape to Panem. And now you can see there's an extra bone here. Ta-da! So, for those of you that have used animations in Saturn, JSON animations, you might know that this extra bone kind of thing already exists. And you can animate the extra bones using mcomp JSON animations, which is the same as in Pluto. You can do that here. But if you want to, you can just it's not necessary. Like right now, it's acting as just a display list, so it's just stuck on Mario's head. But I'll animate it in a little bit. You'll see what I mean. Okay. And then the next thing that we can do, I'll show you, is as a wiggle bone. So I will just duplicate this extra bone right here. Bam, bam, bam. I'll name this one wiggle. And I'll parent it to extra. There we go. And I'll just put this cube, on wiggle instead, like that. And here, let's select wiggle. And we're going to select the geo command right here, wiggle bone. And as you can see, there's all these settings underneath here. Don't worry about these now. These are just all some crazy modifiers. But yes, once we export. Now, Now you see how it has physics. And it is just following Mario's head a little bit. This looks really strange when you don't have, like, it skinned to the regular, like, head. It's just an object, as you can see, but nonetheless, you can see the physics are working. It is following his head around, which is kind of funny. And if I want to, I could change a bunch of these settings here. So let's just do that. Now you can see it's a lot stiffer. It's following a lot cleaner. Ta-da! And that is how I did her Rise's pigtails. Is I just... Yeah. Ta-da! I realized I had wind turned on as well. There we go. But yeah, that is how I animated these. Is just by skinning and adding a bunch of bones that I attach her pigtails to in Blender. So I know that was a lot, especially if, you know, people are not model authors. That was a very shitty demonstration for me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because I'm going to have a whole documentation written, hopefully by the time Pluto comes out, for how you can set these things up in Fast64. So I will be making like a little tutorial or like guide, at least, about it. So it will be fine. I know it seems like a lot right now. It's actually pretty simple, though. It was pretty simple. You could see I just did it in like 5 minutes. It wasn't anything crazy. But yeah. Okay. So moving on. I want to get into... What do I want to get into first? Guys, let's do a chat vote. What do we get in? Wait, I can start a poll. Oh my god, wait. Next. And we do chroma key / screenshots or animations. In animation, I mean like JSON animations, quote unquote. There we go. Poll started. Guys, vote. Guys, which one do we do first? We're gonna do both of them, but which one? Ooh. Okay, it looks like animations is one. I'll give it like 10 more seconds. Vote. You got like 10 seconds. Okay, yeah, animations is one. Yeah, no, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. I don't want to chroma key or anything. Fine. Ah, fine. Okay, we'll do. We'll look at animations. Okay, so animations in Pluto work pretty similar to Saturn. You have your animation mixtape here, which of course you can get rid of if you want to, or put back, and you can put anywhere around. You have this vanilla tab right here, which has all of the vanilla Mario 64 animations in here. They're named the exact same as Saturn, so if you want to just search for them, you can. And that's this here. So, yeah. And, of course, you have your pause, your hang, and your loop that you have from Saturn. So let's just get, like, running. And actually, I'm going to, here, minimize Blender there. So we've got our running animation that we can loop. One thing that's interesting, though, is you can see when I don't have an animation selected, it's still playing one right here. This is literally just what is playing on Mario's character. You can see it change and whatnot as I'm doing different actions and stuff. So if you wanted to find an animation, you could just do it in the game and then search it for what it is. But when you're playing one, yes, it plays right here. In Pluto, we don't call it play animation, and there's no play animation button. There is override animation. So it literally just overrides whatever animation is playing with this one. Kind of similar to M64MM in a way. Kind of. but not really. It's kind of still just a play button. So you can pause it and you can move these frames around wherever, or if you want to control click, you can just type one in specifically, 8, like that. And don't worry about this. We'll go over that in a moment. But yeah, so pretty standard and the same for animations here, just for the vanilla ones. And then we have a tab here called PNM, which, as you know, it makes these dots visible. But these are our custom animations. In Pluto, I have completely ditched the JSON file format for animations. So these animations are no longer stored as JSONs. They're now stored as PNM files. Whenever you start Pluto, it will automatically convert all JSON files to PNM. And as well in Blender, if you have a PNM file here, let me just save this real quick because I don't want to lose it. Silly. And let's go here. Here's an animation that I made a while ago. As you can see, we have the PNM export format right here, as well as JSON. You can still export to JSON if you want to. But yeah, it looks pretty much the exact same. It exports the exact same. These files are much smaller, like much, much smaller. If I just go back into animations here, you can see, yeah, these are tiny. Like, we're talking kilobytes instead of megabytes. So yeah. But here, let me just close Pluto real quick, because I just want to show the conversion process. I have SNG1's pack right here. Okay, so let me just get rid of all of these, okay? And I have SNG1's pack that he just released literally like a day or two ago. I have it right here. I'm just gonna drag it into here. Bam. Actually, I don't want to like copy it. Oh, yikes. I just got rid of it. Yeah, there we go. So here, yeah. So here I got the JSON animations right here are in Pluto's folder, in the DynaOS Anims folder. When I start Pluto, there you go, converted 88 JSON animations to PNM. Backup saved. So it doesn't get rid of your JSON animations, but it does convert them to PNM here. And you can see right here, you go from 120 kilobytes to 15 kilobytes per animation, and they do the exact same thing. So we've saved so much storage and space. For the people that have like 2,000 animations, it's a big deal, because now you're not talking gigabytes anymore, you're talking like 20 megabytes. So yes, they're your I stole them. I stole your notifications. They're mine now. But yeah, so okie dokie. For those of you that still use the specific version of FAST64 that has JSON, it'll still work. Like, you don't have to worry about anything there. I don't know if I made it. Yeah, But yeah, once this is exported, you can delete these JSONs if you want. You don't need them anymore. They're not serving any purpose here. These are just backups, like in case, you know, you wanted to keep them for whatever reason. But yeah, once that's done, they appear in this tab here, as you can see, and they work exactly the same. There's nothing different about them. One thing I should mention is that, and I won't take credit for it because this is Co-op Deluxe's thing, not my thing. In Saturn, when you have like 60 FPS, the animations are all interpolated, as you may know. And sometimes they have very small interpolation glitches, where, like, I don't know, the ankle, for example, glitches like backwards for like a single frame or half a frame, and it's not avoidable, like it's not something you can fix. And in here, that is fixed. You no longer you have these those animation glitches and whatnot. I won't take credit for it, because that's something the Co-op DX team fixed, not me. Co-op Deluxe has an uncapped frame rate as well, so if you have a very high hertz monitor, like for me, I have a 180 hertz monitor, you can play Pluto in 180 hertz and play these animations at 180 FPS, basically. Not that you would ever need that for like recording, but it's still very, very silky smooth, very fast looking. Yeah, all of these animations should work even better than they do on Saturn. Ta-da! And you can see all these dots are updating as well. They're following her limbs around and whatnot. So next, let's talk about edit pose, because this is kind of a feature I somewhat stole from Saturn Studio, but not entirely. So let's just grab an animation here. Let's just grab thinking. When we press edit pose, we get this little pose editor thing, and I've left some debug information out. Ignore that. It's not a big deal. But these bone dots now are editable. You can see they have rotation, offset, and scale, and all of which are changeable if you want to. So, as you can see, I can fully change these around as much as I want, which is kind of cursed and very silly. And also the extra bones that I added before. See, middle pigtails, right pigtail, and right pigtail on one. We can change all of these around as well. See, I can just move them off of her body and start rotating them and moving them around like that. So you can pose these as much as you want. For people that make thumbnails, this is huge. Like this is your best friend, because even though it's a single frame that you're editing, you can pose these as much as you want. If your character has like a sword, for example, if you put that on like an extra bone, you can pose that sword now. You can make it bigger or smaller. You can hide it if you want to. You could turn it around. You could put it in the other hand. Like you could do so much. And that's just for posing. When we get into actual animations now, I have added... Oh god, this is where we get very cursed. So, this is just a standard animation right here, as you can see. Nothing special about it. Let me grab... Here, I think this is the one. So, this is the Rise blend. And as you can see, I have an animation here that's a little cursed. You can see her head gets really big, it flies off her body and it flies around, and her body gets really big as well. Yeah, these just work in game now. So let me just change this a little bit. Test 3. Yeah, that's fine. Let's export that. Test 3. As you can see, this is an animation that you can use in the game. Like, this is possible to use. And it works on specifically Rise, because I've animated her her like pigtails and stuff as well. So these custom bones here, like middle pigtails, right pigtail, blah blah blah, these are all animatable. So if you make animations, you can animate these as you want. So for example, if you make a character that has hair physics or like a sword, you can make a specific animation set for those characters, where they like spin the sword around and stuff. Super has already made one for his evoker model, where like his character like spins it around in his hand because it's on a separate bone. And that's possible to do now. But Same thing as Saturn. If you're not playing an animation or an animation that supports it, like Tilt Spaz, for example, has only 20 animation indexes, like it's made for the vanilla Mario skeleton. These wiggle bones and custom bones, I call them wiggle bones. Yeah, like they're physics bones. I call them wiggle bones. They won't animate at all. So it's seamless in a way. In a way. So this is huge for people that make animations. This is very huge because now you're talking animations that support scale. They support offset, so bone positions, as some people have called them. Like, you can move these around and animate them if you want to. Yeah, it's revolutionary for animations. The amount of toon physics that you can make, the amount of silly little accessory animations or weapon animations, fighting animations, anything is huge. I've opened a whole new door to it. And if you have the custom version of Fast64 that I made, this one here, you can just do all this in Blender. Like, I literally just changed the scale in Blender and I exported it. You saw me do it and it works perfectly right here. Seamlessly. Let's go back to the animation that I just had open, the fallout of wall. And let me try real quick. I want to add, so this one's very simple. It's just pulling out of a wall. It's for an unnamed project that I won't get into. But let's just animate, what's a good one to animate? What's a good bone that we can animate? Let's do that. Let's do the head. Let's do the head right here. So offset 002. So, yeah. So same old. We go to record keyframes under here as you do in Blender. Go into pose mode, and I am just going to start animating as usual. So let's just make an initial keyframe here. And let's go to like 30 and let's move it off of her head. So yeah, here we go. So you see the location and the scale right here are tracked by Blender. You can see we just moved it off. And I'm also going to scale it up as well because I think that'd be silly. And then let's like move it up here. Rotate it around, like this. That would be kind of funny. Let's scale it back down again. I can't rotate it because we have a million keyframes here already. Let's get rid of all of them. We don't need them. We can get rid of all of them, right? How do I get rid of all of them? Oh, that works. No, bad. Don't be evil. Don't be evil. How do we... I don't know how to select all of these. Oh, I can literally highlight like this. I'm silly. Okay. So let's rotate it now. Let's pretend that this we're really fucking up this animation now, but it's no big deal because we're all good. So, there we go. We have made a cursed abomination where the head is... Oh god. He's very injured. He's so hurt. But yeah, let's just name this fall like back because I don't want to mess up the original name. And refresh. And now we do, yeah. So I made this one on the default Mario skeleton, so it should, yeah, see, it just works right here. But you can see it works on Rise's model, even though she has hair physics, and the hair still has physics on this animation. And it is very cursed. But yeah, this one will work on pretty much any any models because they haven't changed the skeleton very much. That makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, you can see how simple it is for people that make animations to just kind of mess around and be like, bam, I feel like adding scale and crazy stuff. But yeah, that is animations. And I think that pretty much covers everything. Actually, as one last little thing, I'm just going to... Okay, good. I still have that saved. Good. Okay. But yeah. So, as a recap for animations, because this is a very... I know that we just went over a lot. JSON animations are now P animations. So Pluto anim, which is almost identical to JSON in the way that you export it and use it in game, except they're a very small file format. They support bone positions and bone scale. So that stuff you can export from Blender with my custom version of FAST64, and you can get very cursed animations like these ones that work on any model, as well as custom bones and physics bones that are animated by things like wind in game, like this, that can also be animated if you choose, but you don't have to. So bam. And that, I think that pretty much covers all of animations, I believe. Oh yes, you can still pose as well. You can, oh my god. You can still pose these vanilla animations if you want to, but you don't need to. So, as you can see, ta-da! And there you go. That is animations. Done. You're gonna need a manual? Yeah, I'm gonna have to make I'm gonna have to make a very big documentation for this. I know. I know. There's so much stuff I gotta write down. I know it's a lot. Guys, I got like carried away. I got so carried away on these systems. But yes. Okay. Now that one is done. Next, we'll move on to chroma key, because chroma key is equally, well, I guess it's not equally, but there are some things I've changed and made different than Saturn. Some pretty major ones. So it's important that we do talk about it. I'm reading chat first, though, because there's, oh my god. There's a lot of stuff here. How you guys feeling? Good so far? We're about an hour in, and I've gone over maybe half of everything. Not even, because there's more stuff that I'm forgetting about too. This is epic. Good. Awesome. Good. I'm proud. I'm happy. Thanks, guys. Okay. Chroma key now. As you may have noticed, Saturn always starts up in a chroma key stage, like a chroma key level, which is like changeable and whatnot. In Pluto, we do not have a chroma key level, obviously, because Mario 64 doesn't have a chroma key level. What you can do is you can use ROM hack for a chroma key stage, or, in my opinion, you don't need it anymore because you have a little button that does it fully, entirely, whenever you want, like that. Saturn users will know this feature as autochroma, I've called it. We've ditched the name autochroma in here. We just call it chroma key because there is no chroma key level anymore. We are just using quite literally a chroma key checkbox. So it works pretty much the same. as Saturn in a lot of ways. Like you can change your skybox color and whatnot here. Objects, level geometry if you want it. But it works better than Saturn because on Saturn there are some instances where things are not hidden properly. And I know that is a huge problem. But now it should work because I've written it differently. I've written it better. I'm a better programmer than I used to be, and I think I've fixed it fully. So now it's, yes, autochroma. Let's go into a custom level real quick. What's a good custom level? Let's go to the wedding one.
Okie dokie.
This map is made by Mr. Game & Sketch, who is in the chat right now. This is the... I will just say, this map I tested on in the early days of Pluto. I tested on it constantly, so this is probably my most used map in all of Machinima history, which is kind of funny, because I think it was like 2 years straight I was just using this level. And it's very simple. It's just like a backdrop. But yeah, autochroma works same as it always did. It works on custom levels as well. So no longer do you need to switch between chroma key stages and whatnot. You can just do this if you want to. For the people that get into very big post-processing stuff, this is very helpful because you can, let's say you just have like, let's get like an animation out. Let's just get like, let's get like this one. If you have like a certain pose like this that you want to keep, you can just turn on autochroma and keep the position and everything without moving the character, and it's seamless. Of course, there is also the shadows that are still toggleable if you want them or don't want them. The shadows also save to the config, so when you relaunch Pluto, if you had shadows off, they'll stay off, which is something that Saturn only got like a few months ago or something. There's also this button here called Opaque Floor. That one is, as some Project 64 users might know, certain animations like wing cap fly that clip through the floor like this. I have a button here called Opaque Floor that stops that from happening now, and it is toggleable. So if you wanted the wing cap fly, you could just get it like this without, you know, having it clip through the floor. This is only really a problem for like in some instances where, like, for example, walking. Let's get like walking. All right. Walking, for example. It slightly, as you can see, it slightly clips through the floor, which I know some people might care about a lot because you'll see it clip through the shadow, like a lot, like this. And now Opaque Floor will mostly stop that from happening, which is a lot better looking, in my opinion, than it looked before. So, yes, Opaque Floor. Toggleable at runtime. You don't need to reload anything. It just has a button. Now the next thing I will show off is, this is kind of a feature. It's kind of a Pluto only feature, but I kind of stole it in some ways from Studio. Is the screenshots feature right here. So this feature allows you to just take a screenshot of the game with no UI or anything like that. Bam, see? It saves to the screenshots folder right here. And I will just show that one real quick. Pluto. See, it's in the Pluto folder, screenshots. And you can see I have screenshots going back to April when this feature was like kind of added. And I have new ones here as well that I have been using. You might recognize the people that were here at the beginning of the stream. That's where that slideshow is from. They're just screenshots that I've taken from like the past few months. So yes, if you want to take a screenshot, it is just the F2 key. Bam. You just take a screenshot. Ta-da. And one thing I realize I've accidentally just revealed. Whoopsie. You'll see that in a second. Screenshots are helpful because it documents history. Like, as you can see, literally, I have screenshots that go back so far. And some of these I took by mistake, but they're still kind of meaningful, you know? Like, we've got like a close-up of Bowser's face, like, right here. Like, why would we not want that? Why would we not want to keep that, you know? They document history. Same thing like with snipping tool, you know, how it captures all your screenshots. It saves all of them to a folder from like forever ago, you know? When you take a screenshot, it copies it to the clipboard as well. If I press F2, bam, I can paste it. Just here, paste into paint.net. So it's very fast. If you wanted to just press F2, you could just instantly send a screenshot to somebody or whatnot. So done, like that. As you can see, it didn't even capture the UI either. I didn't even turn it off. It just does not capture the UI. Like that. So, very fast. It captures the window size as well. However, you can change the size right here. So, see, I've changed it to the 4x multiplier. Press save screenshot. Takes a moment because this image is 5,000 pixels wide. As you can see when I zoom in. See how small these pixels are? Bam. Just like that. So if you want to, you can capture 4K screenshots even when you're not, your game is not running in 4K. Like my game's only 720p here, but I can still capture them. Or if you want, you can enter a custom size. Like let's just go 800 by 600 here. Bam. And as you can see, now it's 4x3, which I wasn't in 4x3, but now it is. And it is very small. Also, you can probably hear the cars outside. But my bad. My bad. My bad. Water. Hydration. 5K machinimas, yes. Yes, Ninja Weedle. So, this is not capturing the screenshot feature is technically not capturing the window. It's capturing the actual Mario 64 frame buffer. So these pixels are very, yeah, like they are the actual rendered pixels of the game, like from OpenGL. They're not capturing the actual Windows like scaling. As you can see, I just took a 4:3 screenshot here, even though my game is running in 16:9. So what it literally did, instead of stretching it or cropping it, it literally changed the frame buffer output to 800 by 600. Which is also why you can do this multiplier thing right here and take a screenshot that is extremely large, even though you're not actually technically scaling the window up this high. And then we'll get into where it gets even more complicated and cool. If you have chroma key on, like this, and I just take a screenshot, like that, we have transparent background. Even the shadow, look, the shadow is transparent as well. And it is, when I say transparent, I mean it is transparent. Like, look at this. So, yeah, if you wanted to do that, you could as well. So for the people that make thumbnails, this is a pretty big deal because you can, yeah, you don't need to crop out the background anymore. You don't need a chroma key anymore. You can just export transparent like that. Yeah, it is big for thumbnails. True. Another thing as well. See, let me get let me just pose. Let me just pose Mario real quick. Let me just like pose. Bam. So this is, oh, that was a bad frame. That was a really bad frame. Get like here. Let's like scale these pigtails up. Let's get like bam, bam, bam. As you can see, it works with like everything. It's just transparent, straight up. So for the people that make thumbnails, this is a huge thing for them. You can see I've already captured, I already showed a little bit of screenshots and stuff of me just posing characters in here. One of the coolest things is that the shadow is here as well, and it is transparent. The texture in game is partially transparent, so it does capture the shadow. So if I put a background behind like this, it's like it was never even, it's like it's a part of the game, which is a pretty big deal. That matters a lot to me because for longtime machinists, chroma keying the shadow is a pain in the ass. I won't lie. It is a pain in the ass. It's annoying. It's why a lot of people have stopped doing it. They've stopped keeping the shadows in the game because they're a pain to chroma key. And I feel you. I absolutely feel you. Which is where this next feature kind of comes in as well. Because I'm just gonna show it off, okay? So we've got OBS here still. The UI is still hidden, as you know. Same old, same old. I'm going to enable transparency right here. And then in Pluto, I'm going to right-click the Skyblock's color and go transparent. This here, let me add something in behind. What do I add in? Let's add like an image. Why not? What's a funny image I can use? This image is a good image. Yes. There. So, as you can see, I've literally just added, I have, the game's transparent right now. Mario 64 is transparent right now. It is transparent video. Yes. So, I can move around in the game and everything, and it is fully transparent, as if the background was never there. This is just an OBS, so I have an actual image source in behind Rise right now. And this can be whatever you want. Part of why this makes it so cool is because it's a lot of setup. It's a lot of work. I did manage to get OBS to export an MOV file that was transparent. It is possible. I did manage to get transparent video working. Is it worth it? Maybe, maybe not. The transparent video I exported, it was about a 5-second clip, but it was like 400 megabytes wide. Like it was a lot. And it was slow, and it bogged down my PC a lot. If you want to take that route, you can. If you can get OBS to export transparent video, you can have transparent video in Vegas. It will work. It will work. And I will prove it right now because I have a video in here somewhere. Somewhere. If I can find it. If I can find it. Where are you? Where is it? Where is it? Actually, where is it? Is it on my other computer? It might be on my other computer. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna DM this to myself real quick so I can show it on stream. Or wait, I could probably, yeah, no, I gotta like, let me DM it to myself. Let me DM it to myself so I can show it on stream. I want to show this transparent video kind of working, kind of. Quote unquote, kind of. So here we go. I got it. Okay. So this is a video. Okay. This is a video I took. This is exported from Vegas Pro. Okay. Vegas Pro 16. All right. Don't worry about the background. This is me playing Roblox. Okay. I'm a Roblox player. Yes. I was playing Roblox. This is unrelated video. It's just a video in the background. And on the top of it, we have transparent video. I didn't use chroma key here at all. As you can see, no chroma key at all. We have a transparent video on top of another video. And this is in Vegas. I did export this from Vegas. It worked perfectly and very well. If you can get it working like this, I will be impressed because, like I said, it was like 400 megabytes for like a 5-second clip, which is ridiculous. I do have a 5 terabyte external SSD though that I did use for several transparent videos in the past. If you can get it working, yes, it is possible. I just wanted to show that it is possible. It's just a lot of work. Is it worth it over chroma key? Probably not, but if you wanted to, you could do it. But yeah, but yes. Anyway, that is transparency. But yeah. Anything else for chroma key? Kind of. I kind of do. Let's enable a mod real quick. Let's enable the day-night cycle mod.
Okie dokie.
This one. Here's day-night cycle, which is a co-op deluxe mod that literally just has time of day. Let's do like, yeah, see? Literally just has time of day. It changes the atmosphere and lighting of the game to match it. You've probably seen several images I've posted already that have time and day in it. If you watched my McDonald's video as well, that also has heavy, like it leans heavy into time and day because I thought it was super cool. This mod is probably my favorite mod out of all of them because I think it's the most useful for machinists in general. But yes, so let's just do. Here's like a nice sunset right here. Ta-da. If you use chroma key, like this, as you can see, this button here is called affected by light, and this just determines whether or not the chroma key background will be affected by the light filter that's being put on the game. Usually this is off, like this, so the chroma key is still not affected. So as you can see, I take a screenshot right now. I paste it in right here. You see she has that sunset filter over top of her. Very useful, very, very useful for thumbnails and whatnot. And this mod is just gorgeous. It just looks so good. So yeah, for videos, this is a pretty huge deal, as you can see. But yeah, I think that's all of chroma key really. Underneath it, I have the custom lighting like this, which is pretty much exactly the same as it was in Saturn. It is just that custom light direction and whatnot that you can apply like this to the game for just that little added bonus of your post-processing. This is all done in the game, in my opinion, using like this day-night cycle in combined with this custom lighting toggle is much better than trying to just play around with like brightness and color curves in Vegas. It's a lot better than doing anything in Vegas because you're actually modifying the in-game shading to look better here. Like this looks a lot. We're starting to not look like Mario 64 anymore, you know. That's what makes this so special. But of course there's color as well. If you really wanted to, you could add just like a slight blue tint to everything and whatnot. Like this looks really cool. You can see in OBS. This looks we're leaving Mario 64. Like it's kind of stopped looking like Mario 64, you know? In a lot of ways. So, yeah. The textures. So these textures here, for Rise specifically, these are just decals. So same as Mario here. But if you add shaded textures to your character, I don't know if I have any here that I can show that are shaded. Sonic shaded? Yeah, Sonic shaded. Okay, cool. So this Sonic model by MGS, probably one of the most popular Saturn models of all time. This Sonic model has shaded textures on it, so as you can see, it is affected by the light. Just like that. So if you're a model author, if you want to, instead of using decals like the original game, add shaded textures or transparent textures on that draw layer, they will be affected by the light, same as Saturn. And that's literally just how Mario 64 works. That's just how the game works, is that decals do not get shaded. So, yeah. I think that's everything here. I think that's everything under the World tab. Yeah. Yeah, shading direction has been in since Saturn. I did change the UI for it. Like, it is this nice circle now, as well as this little slider, and then there's color. And then if you want, you can still manually modify it here. Like, it's... yeah. I just like the UI a lot more because it's kind of actually pointing in a direction now. And then there's reset. Bam. So yeah. Oh yeah. Lighting color, background color, fog color. So it is a little different. Fog color is like on Bob-omb Battlefield, like that fog in the distance. You can change that to be black or red or whatnot. It's helpful for like nighttime scenes. Because I believe in the default game it's white, which is kind of ugly looking for like nighttime scenes. But yeah, there you go. Shading. Going back into models, because I realized I kind of skipped over these tabs here. These here are the quote-unquote model settings. I've moved switches. So as you know, like the eyes, hands, everything, I've moved that under the switches tab in models. So you can see I can open these hands here. The hands are separated now as well. There's right and left. I don't know why I didn't do this before, because there you go. Now they're separate. There's no right open and open anymore. It's left hand open, which is nice. These are just the defaults ones in the game. As you know, Mario has his one with the peace sign with the cap. Oh, it's a ring in this one. Cool. But yes, you can change these, same as Saturn, to whatever. I know a lot of people change this with cap one to be an accessory or something like a ring. You could use this in tandem with custom bones if you wanted to put a custom bone on the with cap one. So when you switch to with cap, you can animate this as you want to. It is very limitless now in terms of features. One thing as well, if you right-click these, you have these little boxes here with this plus button. And you can use that instead of the drop-down. But what makes this useful is that once you go past a certain amount, you can see we enter custom. And it just keeps adding. You can just keep adding these. We can go up as much as we want. Like that. Custom literally means in here there are, let's go to a switchbone. Let's just go to a switchbone. You know what? Let's go to the metal switchbone. Specifically the metal switchbone. Which is right here. 001 switch. You can see in FAST64 we have the 3 switch options here. These are used for power-ups, which is this, vanish, metal, vanish, and metal. So, let's just go back to Pluto Mario. And let's change one of these switch options. Let's add one. Let's just add one. You know, we're going to add one right here. This is going to be a draw layer override. Let's just put on the background layer. Let's add another one. Let's do material override. Let's override that material here with not ignored material. Let's do specific override. Let's do metal here for specifically the cap. Let's add another one. Let's do a mesh override. Let's do, actually, no, let's do a material. Again, let's do all on this one. Yeah, that works. Okay, so I've added 3 extra switch options. 3 extra ones. And I will export this model right now, here. And, UV coordinates? Shut up, bro. Shut up. Oh my god. Okay, maybe we don't have this one. Oh, wait, it's happening because of... It's because this metal is different, I think. Let's do Sideburn? Yeah, maybe? No? This option right here? Is that why? Users have textures differing, UV errors, and the overrides. Oh my god. Ugh. Okay, I don't feel like setting up a whole bunch of different materials here, so we'll just do another draw layer. We'll do cutout. But just to prove that this is possible, I have just exported that here. And now, once I go to power up, once we pass a certain point, we go to custom, and it begins to, which isn't even, it's not even visible, man. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? You know what? Okay, I'm gonna give you guys... We're just gonna duplicate this. We're gonna add a custom hand state for Mario. Okay, this one right here, okay? This one right here. We're gonna call it, Funny Hand. We're gonna call it Funny Hand. It's gonna be called Funny Hand. They're gonna like it. They're gonna like it. Switch option, we're gonna call it Funny Hand. And what do we do for this hand? Let's get rid of this cap because we don't want it anymore. What do we do for this hand? Do we make it like that? Is that kind of funny? Is that a funny hand right there? Funny hand? Funny hand? We need to get rid of that bone and just call this one Funny Hand. So, there we go. I've made I've made a new switch option for the hand. And we will find which switch this belongs to right here. Switch 5. Bam, we've added one. I'm going to copy this one here. I'm just going to go Funny Hand, bam. And this should just... Where does it... What is not working? All vertices. Bro, shut up. We're running into problems now. Oh, wait. I am crashing out, yeah. I am crashing out because I'm trying to show this and it's not working. Oh my god. We're just gonna reload the blend. I'm just reloading the blend. You know what? I'm just reloading the blend. I'm just reloading the blend. I'm just reloading the blend. And I will do this very fast. Bam, 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 bam. Held object? Shut up. We don't need left. Funny hand. Funny hand. Funny hand. Funny hand. Bam. Bam, bam. And bam. And bam. Where are you? There you are. Bam. Switch option. Mesh override. Funny hand. Please. Please export this time. Okay. Okay. We have funny hand now. Okay. And there we go. See? Custom switch option number 6. We have funny hand. You can see it is working. That took really long to show. Because I kept running into material problems. But there you go. Try until you succeed. And there you go. There is funny hand. Do we like funny hand? That is a funny hand. Good. We like funny hand. But anyway, I'm just showing this because you can add custom switch options now. So if you wanted to, you could add like 35 different like weapons to your character and he could just be like a full weapon arsenal man, you know? He could just have like a million things in his arsenal to use at all times. And it would be very funny. It would actually be very funny. But you know. That's if you want to. That's if you really want to. You don't have to. But I just wanted to show that it is possible. Anyway, going back to this though, we have head rotations. You know, this one continues from Saturn. It's the same old, same old. We have, yeah, you can change the alpha here if you want to, make your character more or less visible. You could go fully invisible if you want to. It's just not shown at all. But yeah, there you go. Under extra right here, we have the scale, which makes a return from Saturn. This is scaling up your entire character. And you can enter a custom value if you want as well, if you really want to. Or you could scale these things individually, like this. Scale is really funny when you have the UI hidden, because you can just... Wait, hang on. While you're recording and make it really silly. But yeah. It's pretty much the exact same from Saturn. Nothing has really changed. Just the UI for it. I've cleaned up a lot of the UI for a lot of Saturn features in here. We have angle as well, which self-explanatory. It is literally just the angle that your character is facing at all. Spin, if you want them to spin really fast, really slow. There you go. There's spin. And then walk point, which this is just the joystick thing that makes it so that you can walk on a keyboard. And if you use a controller, this isn't super necessary. But for keyboard users like myself, this is kind of important to have. So if you turn it up, you can start walking or running. There you go. When it's 0, your character literally can't move. But yeah, walk point. And then movement particles, which is just this dust that gets created under Mario when he starts running. This dust right here, this is in the base game. Once you see it, you'll never be able to unsee it. But this dust is a very big problem for people that are chroma keying. So I have it off pretty much all the time because I just hate it. I just hate it. I actually hate it. And there you go. Movement particles is off. And then, oh yeah, expression previews. Preview textures right here is just the expression previews shown when you hover over. This is in Saturn as well. But yes. Ta-da! And these ones. I like expression previews because you just, I mean, you could just see things before you click on them, you know? No big deal or anything. But yeah. Kill the dust. Kill the dust. Kill the dust. Keyframing. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm saving that one for last. I'm gonna be real. I'm saving that one for last because that one is big. Before we get there, I know, not yet. Not yet. It's at the end of the stream. At the end. Yeah. But yeah, I think, well, there was one other thing I was going to show. Oh, yeah, when you have a character, let's just get like Rise, for example. So the color code editor on here, as you can see, I don't have these labels anymore for the colors. But I still have the spark colors. They still exist. So let's just get a model that has a lot of colors. Here we go. Eggman. As you can see, they're still here, the extras, and they are still sparkleizable like that. Or not, if you don't want to. The Game Shark is still visible as well. Like, you can still edit that as much as you want. Blender is going to disappear now. Goodbye. But yes. When you hide specific things, so let's go like here. Let's just get rid of his face. You can see that skin and hair disappears entirely. It is gone. If I get rid of the gloves disappear. So these labels here on the side, they're not toggled from the model.json anymore. Now instead, they are auto-detected by the game. If they exist on the model, you can see them here and color them. If we get a model that doesn't have any... I don't think I have any that aren't... I don't know if I can't show these. Can I show these? I don't know if I can show these. You know what? We're going to look away. But this model here that I don't know if I have permission to show or not, so I'm just going to toggle like this, is not editable at all. This model is not CCable. As you can see, we can't change the CCs at all on them. And this model does not have a model.json at all. So it's all auto-detected. It is all auto-detected from the game. So bam. So yeah, once these things are hidden, the Game Shark for them still works, but they're not accessible in the UI anymore. So I've basically automated this feature that was from Saturn, where you had to set up a bunch of stuff in the model.json. I see people are talking about the CC labels. I didn't think it was a huge deal. I can include them though, if people want them. I can include them. But at the moment, they don't exist. But yeah. So, that's the color code editor. They exist the same. Like, they're in, let me find them real quick. DynaOS color codes, right here. There are subfolders now as well for color codes. So as you can see, I can access these right here. Ta-da! And I can go like bam, 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 bam. See? So yeah, subfolders exist for color codes. I don't remember if subfolders for in color codes in Saturn or not, but they exist here. They also exist for models as well. As you can see, Rise has a color code subfolder. Ta-da! But yeah, that's the CC editor. It's really simple. I didn't really change a whole lot of it. I think it's kind of perfect. So there you go. It's done. If you right click the second color here, it automatically halves. Ta-da! And you can click and drag as well. You can see I can drag these colors around as much as I want. You can also click and drag color codes onto here, like this. There we go. And you can insert just specific colors from that color code onto here. Like if I wanted Rise's overalls, but SMG4 is cap, you can do that. I can grab her hair color as well. Ta-da! So I could use Mario, and then I could just get her hair color, for example. So just a lot of little quality of life stuff, just for grabbing stuff and moving it around. Just very slight ones. But yeah, pretty simple. And okay. Do I have anything else to go over? Wireframe mode. It's the exact same as Saturn. I think that pretty much covers most of the user features. I don't think there's really anything else here left to cover. There is one thing I'll show real quick. If I wanted to, let me just grab Creator Mario. So if you have a model pack, you can insert it. So let me just paste this folder into here. Boom, Creator Mario, and then I just refresh. And now he's here. Creator Mario. You don't need to relaunch Pluto anymore if you want to add models in. You can just add them in and then refresh. And there you go. So if you download a model and you're like, "Oh, I didn't have that model," you like download it. You don't have to like lose your position and everything. You don't have to close Pluto. You can just insert it. It just works. It just works. So yeah. And yes, this one has shaded textures, Creator Mario. I forgot it does, so it actually looks really good right now. Here. Boom. How's that look? Good? Yes? No? Yeah? Good? Ta-da! Nice. Okay. But yeah. I see people are asking for multiplayer. I don't want to join a co-op server right now and get banned for cheating. So I'm not going to do it. On stream, I get my channel terminated because I'm using a hack client for co-op. No, this is version 0.2 anyway, so they literally do not. I don't think there's any versions here. Let me just yeah, I mean, look, like these are all on like latest, you know. join? It would be silly. This is taking way too long. I don't care that much. I don't care that much.
Okie dokie.
Oh, okay. Wait, I still have co-op compatibility enabled. Get out.
Okie dokie.
There we go. Okay. Can you imagine if I get... That would be funny. I mean, to be fair, like... it's not like I made it so, like, you can fly around and kill everybody or anything, you know? But it is really suspicious if somebody just kind of starts, like, scaling and stuff. You know?
I'm tired.
I'm not letting you in. I am not letting you in. It's not happening, actually. Okay. Okay. Last feature I'll show. Host a private co-op. No, I'm not doing that on stream. I'm not doing that on stream. That's a really bad idea. I'm gonna get banned. I'm not doing it. No. Maybe after. Maybe, you know, maybe on launch day or something. One more thing. One more thing. Actually, we have one last announcement. Actually, we have one last announcement. I'm not letting you in. I'm not letting you in. Shut up. Okay, keyframes. Yes, we'll talk about keyframes. Keyframes. I'm sure you've seen these little buttons everywhere. These ones, like this. Automate. On the camera, blah, blah, blah. They're everywhere. I specifically designed keyframes to be out of the way, because I know not everybody uses them. Including myself, I don't use keyframes a ton. I'm more of a classic kind of machinist, but oh well. Anyway. I purposely designed them to be kept out of the way. But if you want them, they are here still. They're buttons that you can literally click on. So, automate, freeze camera. Here we go. We have this timeline, which looks almost identical to the one in Saturn and Saturn Studio. It is draggable around. You can expand them or shrink them. And it pretty much works the same as it does in Saturn Studio with keyframing like this. Ta-da. Let's go up. Let's go like over here. Let's go here. Actually, let's make this one a smooth keyframe. So boom. And there you go. Yeah. Keyframes. And of course, just like in Saturn, if you want to, you can scale other things as well. Like right here, I want to actually scale this one to be big. Actually, and there you go. Keyframes, yes, they exist. Okay. And textures as well. They are keyframeable. As you can see. You can just... If you want to, you can. Selecting, okay, yeah. If you want to select them, you can literally highlight them like this and move them around. See? And then you can drag this one. If I want to, I could delete this one. Bam, gone. And I can change interpolation for specific ones as well. Like that. This interpolation setting, like in, out, these they follow the graph here, kind of like it looks like this in Vegas as well. You might recognize this one. Like this one here this is a slow keyframe out. This is a fast keyframe. So, boom, it is fast. Okay. But yes, selecting, yeah, you can move them around as you want to. As you want to. Vegas has curves. Vegas does have curves. These curves are a lot more simple than Vegas, but they're a lot more like Vegas doesn't have this power here. This doesn't have this, so I feel like Pluto's kind of more customizable in a way. Custom frame yes. Custom interpolation. Yep. Bam. I've also added a button here called pause playback that basically when it goes over, it pauses, and then you have to press play again. So if you're recording something like this, let's see, I forget my keybind. It's F4, yeah. See how it pauses on its own? Like that? Here, let me stop the looping. So if I was recording something in Vegas, like let's say I was moving the camera around like this, and then I wanted to do something and then play it again, you can do that. So timed events in a way. The pause playback is probably, it's the most helpful for when you're combining machinima with the keyframes. Because unlike where Saturn Studio, everything is keyframes and automated, Pluto is that hybrid. It's that mix of that classic machinima feel that you get from Project 64 and Saturn, mixed with a lot more advanced technical features and Co-op Deluxe in a way. So I wanted to keep keyframes very simple in Pluto because, of course, when you get super in-depth, like animating full animations and stuff like that, that is what Saturn Studio is for. Whereas Pluto is the successor to Saturn. It's my second version, my better version of Saturn Legacy Edition. So it does have a little bit more simple, but still really advanced. Like this has everything you need in it for keyframes. And as more features do come out with time, I will make them keyframeable just like I did in Saturn. So I want to show another feature as well. Saturn does not have this one, but this one is incredibly important, and I'm shocked that I didn't have it before. So let's get rid of all these keyframes here. Like this one, bam, gone. Okay. So let's grab minus the color code editor. We don't need that guy right now. Let's get a piano. Okay. Let's get this one, this bye-bye button made by SNG1. Okay. You see it's about 318 frames long. And it's just a bunch of dancing and stuff. Okay. We have this button here called Synced Timeline. That when we have the timeline open, this is shown. When we press it, the timeline syncs the animation playback with itself. So, if you wanted to keyframe this animation now, you could. I could, let's go up to, let's go to like right here, 70. And let's keyframe both of these to open. And then let's close them again. Like that. And let's open them again here. And let's just close like the right hand. So the left one is still open. Bam. And let's close it. And then let's open the right hand. Bam. Close it again. Boom. All right. And now this is how this looks. Clean. It's clean. It's clean. And if I wanted to, you know, I could animate the camera to it as well. Like if I could go like that. And then like the next frame, you know, I could go like boom. And then here I can go no power. So it is bam. So let's move this a little bit. Hmm. And then just to speed up things a little bit, let's go like that. And then let's go like this. And then let's just do like a slow zoom out. But let's do like a really, yeah, let's do that. And there you go. There's keyframes. What do you guys think? You see, that literally took me like a minute to set up. Yeah, tough, peak. Yeah. We like it. Awesome. Awesome. Let's here, let's just put let's put the rise model on. Just for the added aura, you know? You can see her hair physics as well. She's shorter, so the camera is like a little too high. But yeah, you could fully animate something, like a whole scene and whatever. And even though it's not as in-depth as Saturn Studio is for keyframes, still really helpful for people. And it's still pretty advanced and powerful for a keyframe system. FOV has been smoothed out, yes. It has been. I can show that right now as well. Let's just do I'm just gonna mess with the FOV a lot. On the last frame, I'll set it back to what it was. Is the FOV changing? Or not? Oh yeah, no, it is. Good. It is. It's just really slow. It's like so stupid. The FOV kind of ruins it, actually. It's not as tough with the FOV. But there you go. That is what standard keyframes look like. That's what normal keyframes look like. They're kind of funny. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. Just about everything, anyway. I can't really think of anything else that I can show at the moment. I don't think so. Yeah. All of this will be available in the first version of Pluto that drops on July 13th. I will be doing a little bit of beta testing, just a little bit, before July 13th. Just a bit, with a very, very small team. Mostly a team just made to catch bugs, to make a video or two with, to see if, hey, is there any crashes? As you can see, I've been streaming for 2 hours, and I've had Pluto open for, my Discord will tell me, I've had Pluto open for 1 hour and 18 minutes, and it has not crashed yet. At all. It is very stable. It's very fast. The game right now is running about 350 frames per second. Almost 2,000 frames per second when I have chroma key on, because, you know, the level's not loaded. Camera save states? Oh, yeah, I mean, I did show that at the beginning, but it is just this. It is just, camera saving and restoring, like that. You can save camera positions if you want to, and then just restore them later. Like that. See? Ta-da! But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yes, Pluto releases on July 13th. Be there or be a square. I don't know what time I'm going to drop it at yet, but if you're in my Discord, I will be pinging everybody when it does release. And I'll be around for a day or two to try and sort out any immediate problems that do come with release. I'm imagining release is going to be pretty chaotic. There's going to be a lot of people installing all at once. There's going to be a lot of bugs and issues and questions that I'm going to have in the first probably few days of release. So it will be very busy, but it'll be very exciting as well. But yes. I'm excited and I'm nervous. I have been working, I don't think I mentioned this ever. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this publicly, but I've been working on Pluto for the last 3 years. This has been in development for 3 years. I think the first ever versions of Pluto that I ever made were in 2023. It was probably a few months, maybe 6 months at most, since the last Saturn version had come out. Like the last major one. I've basically been working on this sequel ever since. 3 years of development. So I'm very nervous. Because 3 years is pretty... That's a lot. That's a long time to be kind of keeping... And it was private as well. It was secret for like 2 years. I only revealed it like about a year ago at most. I don't remember when I revealed it. But it was in development for 2 years before I revealed it. And it releases on July 13th, which is the 5th anniversary of Saturn. That is on July 13th. It's 2021. July 13th, 2021, I think the first ever Saturn like release video or something went live on my channel. So... I am very scared and nervous because that's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work I've made. Here, I'll play this as I'm talking, so you have something to look at. But I'm very, yeah. Of course, there's still things that need to be made. I've discovered maybe 1 or 2 bugs when I was like during this live stream even. Simple ones I think I know how to fix. There will be bugs that will be found immediately when I drop it as well. So I feel like it's going to be a little bit before there are any major features made to Pluto after release 1, just because I'm going to spend a lot of time cleaning things up, fixing any crashes that happen, and that is also what the beta testing team is for. But pretty much everything you see right now, this will release basically as it is on July 13th, and you will be able to download it and use it on that day. Similar to Saturn, I'm going to be working on, for the first year or so at least, I'm going to be doing like almost hopefully monthly releases with major features and bugs and fixes and whatnot. I'm going to be working on it very often, a lot more often than I'm working on Saturn right now. The first year or so of Saturn, I think during the entire year of 2022, I believe there was monthly features, monthly updates that would come out, and some major updates as well. I was just grinding. And yeah, I'm hoping to be as active as I was with it, but we will see, you know. I will be taking a slight break as well, about a week or so, maybe after Pluto drops, where I am going to be not working on it at all because I'm going to be taking a little mental health break that I've already planned out for myself because I know I'm stressing so much and I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that to myself. But yes, beta testing, it will be done privately. So if we are really close, then I will probably reach out to you. I might, maybe not. I don't know. It all depends. I want to keep it a very small team of beta testers, just because I don't want any leaks to happen in the couple weeks that happen before Pluto does drop. And I'm gonna be busy. Yeah, and I'm gonna be playing Deltarune because I haven't played it yet. I haven't played past chapter 2 yet, so I will be doing that. But yes, beta testing will happen. Mostly just the team of beta testers will just be making videos, making models and animations, things that can release on day 1 as well. Because I know day 1, there's going to be a lot of people that want to immediately jump right into the animations and the models and all that. So I'm going to be getting kind of a variety of people to test for bugs, make content to test for bugs, and make day 1 resources for everybody. That's the hope. That's the goal. Ideally. And any leakers will be sent to the Shadow Realm. Any leakers will be. Before I wrap up the stream, I just want to go over a few credits as well, because I do owe some people credits for specific things. Number 1, special thanks to Yellow64 for the main music theme. Actually, here, let me go down to the credits portion. And Pluto, no. Miss Pluto credits. Here we go. Boom. Boom. Special thanks to Yellow64 for the menu music, which I've called Pan-Emotion, named after Pan, Animation, and Motion, which is this main menu theme that you're hearing right now. Which is very, very delightful. Fluffamario and slash Fluffaluigi is responsible for the default textures, the expressions that come with the default Mario model in Pluto and Saturn as well. You might also know them as Marshyvolts, which is their old handle, and what they were called in Saturn, I believe. So those are making a return to Pluto, of course. SNG1 has gracefully and amazingly sent me his animation pack that he just released, I think a day or 2 ago, to be Pluto's default animation set. So they will be coming out with Pluto. I'm hoping this gets more people's eyes on this animations. They are very, very good animations. They're actually probably my favorite that have ever been made for Saturn and Pluto. I want more people to use them. I want to see them more often. just like the fluff as textures, I want to see them more often. So they will be coming out with the default software. And the pan model is made by Super G64. Still up to be decided whether or not I want to release that model or not, because it is a female character and I worry about some of the things that may happen if I do that. So, may happen, it may not. Either way, she's used in all the branding, the trailers, etc. She's the mascot for Pluto, and her model and concept art was made by Super G64. So, yes, special thanks. And then, of course, special thanks to Bup, otherwise known as FGetCat, otherwise known as several other names you may know them by. Special thanks to them, because they helped with so much. They helped with screenshots, they helped with chroma key, they helped with keyframes. They basically made the entire keyframe system by themselves. Special thanks to that, because I would not, Pluto would not be releasing without them, like at all. They are also the creator of Saturn Studio, which is an amazing software, and if you haven't tried it, give it a try. It's incredible. So, yes. And then, finally, the Co-op Deluxe team, because Pluto is based on Co-op Deluxe. I feel like I owe them that. At least they made it, you know. I'm stealing their ROM hack and mods engine and everything for Pluto. So I wanted to, of course, credit them on that for, you know, being able to use their software as my base for Pluto. So yeah. And then me, of course. Yeah, special thanks to me, because I made it. I made everything by myself. Not by myself. Not by myself. But yes. Me, the lead developer of the last 3 years. So, yeah. I think that pretty much wraps everything up for the stream, guys. I think that's it. I think that's all. Yeah. If you're not on my Discord server, you should join it, because I'm going to be talking there a lot. I'm going to be showing more screenshots, demonstrations, and whatnot, as well as that's the main place to go for Pluto resources or Saturn resources, like models and animations and everything you can get there. And when Pluto drops, I'm sure it'll be the same kind of deal. So, join my Discord below for more sneak peeks, behind the scenes, bonus content, as well as, you know, to be informed of when Pluto goes live and you can download it and whatnot. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks everyone for tuning into the stream. Bye. I'll see you on July 13th, if not sooner, depending if I make a video or not. We'll see if that happens. But bye everybody. I will see you on the other side.